Vacation is described in the dictionary as an extended period of recreation, one spent away from home or in traveling. Anyone who has ever been on a family vacation knows that while recreation may be a part of your trip, most family trips start with a headache and end with either a car sickness or a wailing baby. I'm giving this speech today to inform you of 3 family vacations that I've been on and what I've learned from them. While they definitely had their downs, they also had their ups, and I wouldn't trade a minute of them. I was 12 when my family first took our vacation. I was the normal mixture of thrilled and scared out of my mind. My first plane ride went very well, considering that my mom, my dad, both my sister and my godsister, and my godmother were all almost as nervous as I was. We landed in New Hampshire and all my doubts went away. I knew this would be a good trip. As it turned out, I was almost right. The trip consisted of us traveling all over the northern states by car. We drove to Maine to see the Atlantic, visited the Cog Railway in New Hampshire, got lost trying to find our way back from the Salem Witch Trial Museum, and learned how to make maple syrup in Vermont. Along with all of these experiences came some definite difficulties though, like the lady we were staying with. She was an old friend of my godmother's, and I guess with old age came insanity, because this lady was crazy. Not just your run-of-the-mill crazy, the type of crazy that makes you want to clean out her car after a 4-hour flight because her dog peed in it. But not even cleaning dog pee could have made this trip any less than what it was, an amazing experience. There are 3 main things that I learned from my first family vacation. 1, Vermont has beautiful trees that you will ever see. 2, there are about 100 Salem witch museums, so bring a map. And 3, never trust a crazy lady with a dog. My next family trip was to the mountains of Arkansas when I was 14. Thankfully, by this time, I was used to traveling, and the 2-day car ride didn't bother me as much as it did my grandmother, who hyperventilated the entire time. When we arrived at the cabins we were staying in, I think all of us were a little surprised. They were beautiful, yes, but a lot more primitive than we were expecting. We made do, though. We camped out like real mountain men in a forest, fed baby raccoons from our hands, and spent a week just enjoying each other's company. The best part of the trip was the waterfall, in my opinion. Beside our cabin was a little pond that was surrounded by the mountain wall. On top of that wall was a stream that formed almost a little slide into the pond. Just perfect for a teenage girl looking for a thrill. I slid down into that waterfall like my life depended on it, and sank into that pond with not a care in the world. Looking back on that trip now, I remember 3 things. 1, always knock out grandma with some Dramamine. 2, raccoons are sneaky little devils and do not hesitate to steal food. And 3, waterfalls are beautiful, whether you are just looking at them or are sliding down them for the thrill of your life. The 3rd and most recent family trip I took was to St. Louis, Missouri this past summer. My mom decided that she wanted to take a trip with both of her daughters separately, so that after she and my younger sister Krista went to Colorado, my mom and I went to St. Louis. Our first part of the trip was the roughest. Turns out train travel is not the best idea for a mother who gets car sickness after 10 minutes. But we made it through, and we enjoyed ourselves for the rest of the trip. We visited the St. Louis Arch, got sung to at a fudge shop, and ate traditional thin crust St. Louis pizza. The hotel we stayed at was pretty awesome as well. It was nice, but not over the top nice, and it served popcorn and food all day long, plus an indoor pool, so who can really beat that? The thing I enjoyed most about this trip was getting to spend some real one-on time with my mom. I never realized how cool she was until we went on our trip. In conclusion, there are a lot of things I've learned from my family vacations. From crazy ladies to train sickness, my family has been through it all. The most important piece of information I can leave you with is this. Sometimes vacations aren't about fancy hotels or a steak on a silver platter. Family vacations are about spending time with people that you care about and enjoying every minute of it.